why wouldn't I get a job? Why am I even here? What is my purpose even on this earth? I truly believe close to 70% of everything posted online is fraudulent.
It's no secret that the tech job market is brutal right now. Layoffs are rampant and landing any role has never been more competitive. We see these headlines come out week after week and we become desensitized to the fact that these are real people whose lives and families are deeply affected by these layoffs. I recently spoke with Kevin Cash, a Navy veteran with 5 degrees who got laid off more than 2 years ago, and he sent over 2,200 applications. His profile in Business Insider went viral when it first came out, and in this interview, we talk about what led him to this point, the impact that this has had on him and his family, and the real reason he feels like he's not hearing back from recruiters. Kevin is in his early 40s, has several years of experience working as a business analyst at tech companies. He studied electronics engineering in college and also has an MBA from Oregon State.
And after that, I went to HP. I was their global competitive intelligence for the ink division of their printers. I did that for almost 2 years, and I loved that job. And it was a cool job, very ambiguous questions, trying to figure out what competition is doing or what's going to happen in different markets or what's going to happen with products, mergers and acquisition.
After a year of working as an analyst at HP, he got laid off for the first time in 2018. He then spent over 2 years searching for his next role, and this time it was at a boutique consultancy. But it wasn't long before he got laid off for the second time. To make ends meet, he grinds for up to 12 hours a day doing gig work on UberEats and TaskRabbit.
With rent being almost $3,000 a month where I live and having to, I got a kid. This past summer, I found myself with almost no money. I'd done Uber Eats in the past, just kind of as a fun way to make some extra money, just driving around, listening to podcasts, finding out about new restaurants, and that was cool. And so I thought about maybe doing the Uber Eats version again. It's just not financially viable right now with how slow fast food is. So I had to get into driving people. And then I'd also started doing TaskRabbit, I guess, about a year ago. And so that's how I fill my days. Is during the days I try to go out and do electrical work, like hang a ceiling fan or swap out a light switch or put a dimmer in or build furniture. And then in the evenings, I just get my car and drive people around.
It's well known that competition at the junior level is fierce, but even with years of experience and tons of education, Kevin's only received 12 initial phone screenings out of 2,200 applications that he sent out over the last 2 years.
Of those 12 phone screeners that I've gotten, where they email me and then we schedule an interview, it's not even a first round, it's just a phone screener. Half of those turned out to be scammy, where they were trying to get my information, or I did some more research on them online and I found out that, it's not really legit or whatever. So it's turned into 6 first round interviews. So I had like 12 phone screeners that turned into 6 interviews. The 6 that I didn't get from the phone screeners were less than legit, or at least seemed to be not legit. So for the legitimate phone screeners I've gotten, I think I have a 100% push through to a first round interview, but that's only 6 interviews. But then of those 6 interviews, 2 of those were definitely scams. They just were trying to get personal information, like asking for my social security number and that kind of stuff. So really only 4 legit first round interviews has resulted in a second round interview and a third round interview 3 times. But 2 of those times, after the third round interview, they lost funding for the position after we had the interview. And then the one remaining one was, I think, in April, and they never responded after that. They just of this year. So when I hit 2,181 applications, I decided I was going to just wrap it up at 2,200 even, because at that point, there's nothing different I can do.
Getting your resume in front of a real person has always been tough. And now with AI tools and bots spamming out mass applications and drowning out everyone else, it's about to get even harder. Kevin claims that it's also the ATS, or the applicant tracking software tool, that's one of his biggest barriers to getting his resume actually read by a real human.
I think the applicant tracking software is nefarious. I hate applicant tracking software. I think it keeps companies from finding candidates, and I think it keeps candidates from finding companies. It's supposed to make it easier to put people in jobs, but it does exactly the opposite.
By the way, if you are going through the job hunt yourself or you want to learn new skills, you should check out Brilliant, who are kindly sponsoring today's video. Brilliant is a great online learning platform that I've been personally using for a while. They offer a variety of interactive courses in STEM created by award-winning experts in their field. All of Brilliant's courses are hands-on, so you can learn new skills interactively instead of passively consuming content. Their courses are updated frequently, and they're designed to teach you the fundamentals so that you learn from the ground up. I've really been enjoying their updated course on how AI works. They have a series of lessons on how to build a large language model and how AI uses logic to solve problems. These days, understanding how AI works is a critical skill in the workforce, and because AI is always changing, it's hard to find current books on the subject. That's why with Brilliant's active learning approach, I can do guided interactive challenges from anywhere to always stay up to date. To try everything Brilliant has to offer for free for a full 30 days, visit brilliant.org/Catherine Lee or scan the QR code on screen, or you can click on the link in the description. You'll also get 20% off an annual premium subscription. Thank you, Brilliant, for sponsoring this video. Kevin did everything the right way before he got laid off. He wasn't reckless with his money, and he built up a solid amount of savings for a rainy day. But as you can imagine, even that's not enough to cover 2 layoffs back to back, both resulting in long stretches of unemployment.
After the company got bought out and I got let go, I had recently gotten divorced and we sold the house. I ended up selling the house for more than twice what I paid for it, which was great, except for the part where, she got half the profit too. But so I had a bit of money in the bank, and I'm really good at investing. I had a ton of money. Oh, I wouldn't say a ton. I had a relative ton of money in my portfolio, and I had a good savings. So after I got let go, I had money to live on, and I thought, well, I'll take the money that I have saved and I'll spend it on, rent and living and whatever else, because I'm going to get a job here any moment, right? It's I've got a ton of experience and great education, and I didn't think it was going to take a long time. Like, I kept thinking, I'm going to get a job soon. Why wouldn't I get a job soon? It's going to be maybe another month, maybe 2 months, right? This can't be forever, but it was forever, and it still is.
The hardest part of not being able to find work after a long period of time isn't always financial, but the toll it takes on your confidence and mental health. And so I asked him how he deals with this constant onslaught of rejections over the last 2 years.
In the beginning, it was definitely demoralizing, to use the word that you used previously. It made me feel inadequate, made me feel like I wasn't doing something right. I don't know. It just it caused me to lose a lot of hope, sent me into depression. After the first year, if I look at my my spreadsheet in November, which was November of last year, which was 1 year after I lost my job, I applied to exactly 0 jobs that entire month, because it had been a year and I had gotten nothing but rejections that whole time. And I'm just like, why am I even trying to do this? It's each application I send out is just, I'm just like, why? Why am I wasting my time? Why am I doing this? I'm just going to get more rejection letters. And so, yeah, it made me feel horrible and worthless, useless. Like, what is my purpose even on this earth, right? Like, I've worked so hard to be able to do this kind of stuff that I can do. And 10 years of college, my degrees and my experience. And I'm a fairly bright guy. I work hard. I get stuff done, but nobody seemed to want me at all. And I'm like, why am I even here? It was pretty dark for a while.
Another headache in this already painful process is the sheer amount of BS and fake jobs there are. Using his data analysis and research background, Kevin claims that anywhere between 40 to 70% of all jobs posted are fake.
I truly believe close to 70% of everything posted online is fraudulent.
What are the reasons, do you think? I've heard rumors that it can make the company look like it's growing, or it can boost morale for employees.
I've come across 12 reasons so far in interviewing job posters who have actually admitted to doing this, and also from reading articles or surveys where they have also admitted to this. The first point that you made is very good. They want to make the company look like it's growing, which if you know about investing, one of the metrics for stock valuation is growth of the company. So if a publicly traded company is posting fake jobs, then it's going to make them look more appealing, and it's going to increase the stock price. And I did the math. Do you want to know how many jobs, or how long I've spent applying to jobs that never existed?
That's
12 and a half days.
12
and a half solid days of my life applying to jobs that never existed. But then, so another reason, you said that it was to boost morale for bringing other people in, kind of. So that's the video that I just edited last night and I posted. I call it the false light narrative, because it's like a light at the end of the tunnel, but it doesn't exist. It's not really there. It's more like a tunnel with a light painted on a brick wall, right? Like Wile E. Coyote kind of thing. If you're working for a company, they lay off 2/3 of the workforce, right? And there's 3 people on your team. So now you're the only one left on your team. You have to do 3 times the work, but you get the same amount of pay. Now you're having to do 3 times the work for 1/3 of what they should be paying. Around like 8 to 10 months after mass layoffs, you'll start to see companies post bunch of fake jobs online. And the reason for that is that they want you, who is still there doing the work, right? They're going to come in and say, we know that you've been working really hard and it's not going to be forever. We're trying to get you some help. Look at these jobs we posted, right? We're trying to get some help in here for you so that you're not overburdened anymore and you can
Like false hope.
Exactly.
False hope, essentially.
Exactly. But there is no job. They're just trying to extract maximum effort from you before you leave.
Kevin's story is a stark reminder to try and not tie your entire identity or self-worth to your career. Maybe you work at a big tech company or your high salary is a point of pride. But the thing is, at any moment, that can be taken away from you due to no fault of your own, whether it's a couple of bad quarters, poor business decisions by the leaders, or some other factor completely outside of your control.
I lost everything. Because of the job loss and because of the divorce, I literally have had to start over from scratch, from nothing at the age of 43. And whoever you're working for at any moment can fail to see your value anymore. And then it's like, congratulations, how are you going to feed your kid now? Like my scenario, the company got bought out. They loved me at that job, and I did a great job, but the company got bought out and Accenture was like, no, we don't think we need you. That's the first time I've been affected by a merger and acquisition where my job no longer existed. And I don't know, I'm sick of it. My whole deal right now is trying to move forward without relying on other people.
Ultimately, I don't think this story is all doom and gloom. I think he's an example of someone who has had everything taken away from him, but now he's made it his mission to protect other job seekers from wasting their time by fighting back against companies posting these fake jobs.
I'm actually talking to a couple members of Congress up here in Washington State. I'm trying to get some legislation going on making some sort of laws against posting fake jobs. And that's the one reason that they're most interested in, is because they know that they can come in and find these companies. My recommendation whenever I talk to them is a $50,000 fine for each fake job that's posted each time that it's posted. So, we're talking millions and millions of dollars that companies could be fined for defrauding the public at large. That's kind of my passion right now. That's my mission in life, is to try to get that banned. When I started doing gig work like through TaskRabbit and Uber and stuff, it's it at least gave me some sort of a sense of purpose because I was getting stuff done and I could see myself making accomplishments.
If you've ever struggled financially or mentally after a layoff, I hope by watching this video, you'll realize that you're not alone. Browsing LinkedIn can sometimes feel like I'm looking at the updates of people from Forbes 30 under 30, and it's definitely hard to not feel behind in life. But the truth is, everyone goes through these painful phases and setbacks that they don't talk about publicly. Especially in today's job market, you're definitely not immune to layoffs, even with the best education and experience, as Kevin's story has shown. But it's during these times you discover that fulfillment can come in many different forms, whether it's activism or building furniture or writing code. I hope you guys have enjoyed this interview, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.